Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our devotion series out of Proverbs. We're going to be in Proverbs chapter 7 today. And I want to start off by saying that in my neighborhood, we have so much construction and road work being done right now. And there's signs all over the place. Roadblock signs and warning signs, and basically signs that are saying, hey, don't go in here, don't go this way. We have tons of this stuff going around our neighborhood. And one of those signs is right on the end of our street. There was a cul-de-sac there, and they completely removed the cul-de-sac, but now they have this huge barrier, and it just says road work, or, don't enter and do not come into this place. And I mean, it's just an enormous sign. And it's interesting because the whole reason that it's there is to help us, to help the neighbors, people there driving their cars, so they don't drive into this roadblock. And I want to talk to you today about kind of a warning signs and some things that Proverbs chapter 7 is all about. And really, Proverbs 7 is all about Solomon talking to his son about an adulterous woman and the warning signs that comes with it, and to warn him about the danger of this. And the first thing he says in Proverbs 7 is that he wants his son to keep his commandments. He wants him to treasure them. But then in verse 4 and 5 of Proverbs 7, it says this. He says, say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call insight your intimate friend. Then he says in verse 5, to keep you from the forbidden woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words. Now, so here's the warning. He says, look, you've got my commandments, hold on to my commandments, treasure my commandments, but then he gives us incredible warning of, hey, watch out for this forbidden woman. And men, let me just tell you, we've got to watch out. We've got to be careful, all right? We've got to be extremely, extremely careful. And what Solomon says here is keep you from a forbidden woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words. And then for the next 18 verses, he describes how the adulterous woman entices a man to be with her. I'll give you an example. Verse 10, he basically says she is dressed as a prostitute. So it's pretty obvious who she is. Verse 13 says that she kisses him. So she's coming at the man. Verse 15 says that she has come to meet him. So it is very specific. This woman is coming after him, or coming after a man. Verse 21 says that she uses seductive speech. She just has a way with words towards men. And then in verse 22 and 23, he says here that he follows her, meaning the man, follows her, and he does not know that it will cost him his life. So he's leading into this. He's going into this not knowing the dangers that he's coming into. That he doesn't realize that it's a life and death situation that he's dealing with. And men, that's what it is for us. We got to be careful. We got to be very cautious. And here in Proverbs chapter 7, we are warned about it. We need to heed these warnings and take these warnings seriously. So essentially he says to keep his son safe, this is what he says. Basically, stay away. He says stay away. And here's what I want to say here in verse 25 and 26 and 27. I want to end it with this. He says to stay away. First of all, here's what he says in verse 25. Let not your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. I see 2 points here. First of all, don't give your heart away. Don't give your heart away, men. Don't give your heart away to that girl that you're working with, that woman that you're working with. Don't give your heart away. Don't get so close to a woman. Don't get so close that you're willing to share your emotions with her, unless it's your wife or your daughters or something like that, but not someone outside your family, okay? If it's your mom, I understand that, but hey, if it's someone that you're working with, stay away from her. Don't give your heart away, okay? You cannot give your heart away to another person. So don't give your heart away. Number 2, don't go down the wrong path. See, the problem is, once you give your heart away, you start going down that path. Verse 7 and 8 says that the young man was lacking sense, and he passed near her. He passed near her corner. So he knew already he was lacking sense. He didn't have wisdom, and he was going down that wrong path. Folks, we have got to guard our hearts. We have got to guard our minds. That means with everything, people that we work with, that means safeguarding ourselves with that, not going down that path where there could be trouble. That's why there's warning signs. Why the Bible gives us warning signs. Hey, be careful about this. But look at verse 26. This is the scary part. Verse 26 in Proverbs 7 says this, "For many a victim has she laid low, and all her slain, or a mighty throng." Basically, this is the point for us, gentlemen. Don't be a victim of her seduction. Don't be a victim of her seduction. She has many victims. And we hear about it all the time today, about men and women and affairs and all this stuff going on. But here, we are not to be the victims of her seduction, okay? Because we have to realize something that, hey, if we go down that path, if we give away our heart, there's a possibility we're going to be a victim. And we don't want to be a victim, and we don't want to be a statistic in this crazy world that we live in. We need to be men of reproach, okay? You need to realize where this is taking you. You need to realize that if you're in this type of setting, you need to check yourself and realize, okay, hey, is this person being seductive? Is this person giving me the sweet eye, or whatever you want to call it, or seductive speech to you? You've got to be careful, and you've got to take note of that, okay? Because here's the thing, man, anyone can be tempted. Any one of us can be tempted with this. So we've got to be careful, and here's why. Verse 27 says this. This is how he ends it. Her house is the way of Sheol, or her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Men, we've got to be careful. We've been given warning signs. Have all these warning signs. We just got to take note. Hey, don't give your heart away. Don't go down the wrong path, and don't be a victim to her seduction, because if you do, it leads to hell, it leads to Sheol, it leads to chambers of death, and we don't want to go there, man. So men, be encouraged, watch yourself, be careful, watch your eyes, watch what you're watching, and I'll see you next time, and look forward to seeing you. Y'all have a good day.